I just want to start by telling you just a tale what went on the other day when I went shopping. Well, I didn't go shopping for shitloads of stuff, just get a couple of bits. I didn't really, well, I actually went because just test the water with people in public just to see how everyone's reacting to this bullshit coronavirus, because that's what it is. I'm calling it out right now, it is fucking bullshit. And more the fool you lot for fucking soaking it up. It is pure fucking shit. But anyway, I think it was like a B&M type of place. I was walking around there, saw a woman and a daughter who looked about 15. Every time I passed them in at various aisles as I was in there, and we kept passing each other, and I seen this young girl keep turning around looking at me as though I was fucking painted fucking pink or something. But you can't expect anything less from youngsters, can you? Because when you're young, you're born into this the system that you're born into. You know, if she's 15, well, look since 9/11, she's been born into this draconian fucking society which it's been developing into since fucking the 9/11 terrorist attacks, really. So she knows nothing better, does she, than what it is today. But anyway, she was avoiding me like the plague, aisle by aisle. But the funniest thing was when I got to the till, there was two people in front of me. And the guy on the till, an old bloke, seems to be a nice guy. He's always spoke and said morning or whatever, you alright, whatever. And I'm always polite back, yeah, you know. But I started putting me food on the conveyor belt light, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, do you mind stepping back a bit from the customer in front of you?" I said, "Oh, why is that?" "Well, I know why I like, but I was just playing head foot games, really, just playing fucking games, just seeing where it goes, toying with it a bit." So anyway, I said, "Why is that?" He said, "It's policy, shop policy, mate. I've just been told to tell you you've got to stand 2 meters back from the other customer." So my response to that, I said, "No, you're all right, mate." I said, "I'm all right where I am, thank you." I said, "I think for myself, I use my own brain." I said, "I'm not soaking up this bullcrap." Obviously, that would have took him back, and because people don't expect that type of reaction, do they? There's that many sheep in society. When somebody steps outside the box like myself, they don't know how to react to it, because it's just not the norm. Hang on a minute, you're not complying. And they don't expect that sort of reaction, do they? So anyway, the other two customers went. I was on the till, coming up to the till, and he just says, "Would you like a bag, sir?" I says, "Yes, please." And I said, "So, how do you expect me to pay you then, if I've got to stand 2 meters away?" And he said, "Oh, you're all right paying me." Me being me, thinking, straight off the fucking cuff, like, said, "Oh, so it's selective distancing, is it?" Boom! Shut down straight away. How do you respond to that? He never said a word. Just gave me change, said "see you," and that was it. But how could anyone respond to that? Because if he'd have thought, I bet I left him with a very powerful thought when I left that shop. And I bet you he would have been thinking in his mind what I just said. Selective distancing, is it? Because you can't have distancing set out as a precedent, that's how it must be, and then go totally against the grain and, "Oh, well, it's alright paying me." I literally touched his hands with bare hands when I was exchanging the money. So what was all this shit about me staying 2 meters back from the customer in front beforehand? You know what I mean? All these fucking idiots who are banging on about this selective distancing, They're not doing it themselves. I've actually been in some shops. You walk through the main door, you're walking around all these other aisles, right close to one another. Not that I'm all for it, because I think it's shit anyway. I'm just making a point. And everyone's close to one another, shopping. And then you get round to the last aisle where you might be queuing up, and there's all X's on floor where you've got to stand on these fucking X's. But the first X is at a fair distance from the first till, and you've got to stand away from the till. You're talking about 4 or 5 meters away to the first X. So you're telling you stay 4 or 5 meters away from the first fucking till, and yet you're 2 meters away from each other. In fact, less than that, these X's were next to each other in a queue. You know, it all defies belief. It defies fucking logic with these people. It just doesn't make fucking sense at all. So all this shop shit and people self-distancing and worried about catching the fucking bogus coronavirus, what's totally been set up. Go. Totally been set up, just letting me dog out. Totally been set up as to set up this draconian society, the New World Order. That's all what this is about. 5G, all the rest of it, I've said on my fucking YouTube page. You know, they don't get what it's about. They're going totally against themselves. You know, I could walk in a shop, pick up a fucking a tin of food, and decide, oh, I don't want that. Someone come in straight after me, pick that tin of food up. There's transmission right there. You know what I mean? But nobody thinks about this type of thing because they don't think logically like the person who thinks outside the box. You need to take your blinkers off, people. You need to take these blinkers off and understand what the fucking bullshit is in society and how all this is unplaying. Because I'm telling you now, we are sealing our own fate. That's what we're doing. We're sealing his own fate. When Boris Johnson announced that lockdown, we should have all stuck up the middle finger and said, fuck you. But instead, everyone took it out line and sinker, swallowed it, yes sir, we'll stay indoors. Sealing your own fate. Complete idiots.